Chapter 61 God's domain shakes. I don't want to believe it, send a post. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yes, it must be so. With a mortal body and a punch of 500 caddies, I'm not afraid of being blown into the sky. Xuanhuan family, the more they are so popular, it shows that their young master is more ordinary. There are also many strong people who think so, and feel that the Xuanhuan family has gone too far in promoting it. How can a 1-year-old child with a mortal body weigh 500 caddies with one punch? It's a fantasy. Therefore, they also believe that the young master of the Yi family had mediocre talents and could not do anything, and the eternal god's domain also secretly set off waves, with undercurrents surging. Some immortal forces are not as honest as before, but are preparing to erupt in silence. The first to bear the brunt is the ancestral dragon nest, which has had a long-standing grievance with the Xuanhuan family. She was originally suppressed by the Xuanhuan family and could never stand up for countless ages. There has long been a breath in my heart. What's more, some time ago, the Xuanhuan family was even more arrogant. The first elder of the Yi family and the second elder of the Yi family went directly to the outside of the ancestral dragon's nest in front of everyone to snatch the ancient dragon egg, their ancestral dragon nest. The ancient dragon eggs that have been cultivated with great effort and resources since the ancient times, were robbed just like that. It was still robbed and used as the mount of their young master Yi family. It's like using their ancestral dragon's nest as livestock. If you continue to endure, you might as well go back to the ground and become a loach. But this time the Xuanhuan family showed their flaws. No matter what, they have to feel proud, bragging about your young master of the Yi family being able to punch 500 caddies, right? Alright, then let you make a fool of yourself in public. Since I have nothing to do with the Xuanhuan family, I can't use force to attack. Then let them make a fool of themselves and get slapped in the face. An elder in Xuanhuan united a group of immortal forces at the world's top speed and through various means, such as Yaochi Holy Land, Arctic Holy Land, Yuhan Holy Land, Xuanhuan clan, and so on. They are all immortal forces suppressed by the Xuanhuan family, and they have long been reluctant in their hearts, but the Xuanhuan family is too strong, truly invincible. If they provoke or go to war directly, they will definitely become cannon fodder, and there will be no bones left after being crushed. Therefore, several immortal forces will unite and want to take this opportunity to discuss the Xuanhuan family. Just do it. Within a few days, several immortal forces headed by Xuanhuan first publicized how talented Yi Tian is. With a mortal body, he can still possess such innate divine power. He is simply a god of war alive. They just want to praise and kill him. As the saying goes, the higher you get, the harder you fall. Then the immortal forces jointly wrote a letter and issued a post, announcing the eternal immortal realm. We've heard that Yi Tian, the young master of the Yi family in the past, is extremely talented and born with supernatural powers. He is only 1 year old and can punch 500 caddies with one punch. He shocks the world. It's better to invite the world's heroes to watch the ceremony when the body is awakened at the age of 3. We can also take this opportunity to bring some of our incompetent Tianjiao youths to pay our respects to the supreme demeanor of the young master of the Yi family. This trick is really disgusting. Even some Tianjiao disciples in one guy's family felt a little resentful after hearing such words. It's really a weasel giving New Year greetings to chickens, uneasy and kind. On the surface, just after Xuanhuan's family, he ran to feel disgusted, and wanted to take this opportunity to step on him. The rest of the forces are also sitting on the mountain watching the tigers fight, ready to see a good show, but the Xuanhuan family didn't hesitate at all, and it didn't take long to issue an announcement, announcing the powerful immortal forces in the eternal immortal territory. My young master of the eternal Yi family, when I was 3 years old, I will also undergo physical awakening, so that I can go one step further on the road to the physical body. At that time, heroes from all over the world can come to watch the ceremony. That the Xuanhuan family's response should be really domineering, not retreating at all, and facing the rumors directly, but did not come forward to clarify the rumors. In their view, these immortal forces who have joined together to post are nothing more than a group of chickens and dogs, and they are not on the stage, so why bother? The Xuanhuan family is too big. Wait to be slapped in the face. My dragon body is the strongest among all the heavens and 10,000 races, and the real dragon cub has a huge strength of 108,000 caddies. In the ancestral dragon's lair, there was a long man in a grey robe laughing out loud, very pleased with himself. The surging momentum shook all directions, and the sound of the dragon's chant resounded throughout. After being suppressed by the Xuanhuan family for countless ages, he finally found a chance to feel proud. The other immortal forces are also waiting for Yi Tian's physical awakening when he was 3 years old. Time flies. If a white horse passes by, in the blink of an eye, 2 years have passed. Yi Tian also changed from a 1-year-old child to a 3-year-old child. But the size is no different from that of a 5 or 6-year-old child. What's more, her body is crystal clear like jade, her eyes are like stars, she looks like a handsome young man, but the style of life has not changed much, still doing its own way, living the life of a dude, eating and drinking, and indulging in pleasure. From time to time, he teases Xuanhuan, making trouble in one guy's house. Every day, I take a bath with 2 character maids, the milk is fragrant, and I lie in the big bed at night and sleep in my arms, if it is possible. Yi Tian really wants to keep doing it badly, but things didn't work out. He was already 3 years old, and it was time for his body to awaken, although to him, it was just icing on the cake. After all, when he was 2 years old, his cousin Yi Xinshin brought him the immortality grass to guarantee the immortality of his body, and his strength was raised to another level. Little master, the body awakening will be carried out the day after tomorrow. And tomorrow, all the immortal forces headed by Xuanhuan will bring their own arrogance to my eternal Yi family to observe the ceremony. When the physical body awakens the day after tomorrow, the little master should behave well. In the dormitory, Xiao Yetian lay quietly on the bed, narrowing her eyes slightly, enjoying herself. Huang Ruoshi is doing her duty with slender hands, massaging Yi Tian. Know it. Yi Tian replied boringly, it's really wonderful to be lazy and enjoy life like this, but tomorrow I will participate in the awakening of the physical body again. It is really abominable, and it will disrupt my leisure and entertainment plans. It's all the fault of those immortal forces who don't believe the rumors about his physical body and want to come to disgust the Xuanhuan family. Since you are sending your face up to beat me, don't blame me. Who told you to stop me from enjoying life in peace? Yi Tian had a thought in his heart to destroy the other immortal forces. In the entire heavens and worlds, only he is left with a lineage, sweeping away all the wastelands, and prospering forever. In this way, no one will bother him to lie down. But at present, with his father to give him the bottom line, it is better to enjoy the good life quietly. In fact, today, there are one after another top forces rushing towards the Huangji state of the Tianjiao region. The physical awakening of the young master of the Xuanhuan family is a grand event in this world. After all, rumors about the young master of the Yi family had already spread in the eternal god's domain. Among them, the skeptics are even more serious, and most of them want to come to watch the excitement. At the same time, it also explores the truth. Above the sky, spaceships crisscross, ferocious beasts spread their wings, and powerful swords fly. Representatives of some immortal forces led their Tianjiao into the Xuanhuan family. Get ready to observe the body awakening ceremony. Chapter 62. So far, son of the North Pole, unruly child. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The Holy Land of the North Pole is here to watch the ceremony. The Wolf clan came to watch the ceremony. 2 majestic voices sounded, shaking above the void. Afterwards, 2 magnificent ancient warships pierced the void. On the bows of the ships, soldiers of various colors were displayed, exuding a terrifying aura and being extremely powerful, and in the center, each is an old man with a child of about 6 or 7 years old, and many forces outside the gate of the Xuanhuan family also recognized it. This is the Wolf clan in the Arctic Holy Land. They have arrived ahead of time. Their 2 immortal powers are also well known in their respective Tao domains, and their power shakes all directions. But in front of Xuanhuan's family, it's not enough to look at, it's far from it. Although their 2 forces were suppressed by the Xuanhuan family, they didn't have deep grudges. The key is that they are too powerful, and I dare not use them even if I have a temper. The purpose of coming here this time is mainly to find out the reality, to see if this so-called young master of the Yi family is as dazzling as in the legend. If it is really powerful to the extreme, the Yi family will dominate for countless ages. These forces can only follow behind and eat ashes. along with the Arctic Holy Land and the Wolf Clan. There are also some immortal forces, such as Raging Flames sect, Qinglian sect and so on. The warship galloped into the small world where the Xuanhuan family lived, and quickly landed on a huge Shindao square. Is this the person from the Wolf Clan and the Arctic Holy Land? These two are also immortal forces, but it's a pity that they can't compare with our Xuanhuan family. Junior brother, keep a low profile, keep a low profile, people have come to manage, you must give them full respect. In this square, seeing the Wolf Clan and the visitors from the Arctic Holy Land, there was a lot of discussion. A bunch of impolite guys. The child next to the second elder of the Arctic Holy Land spat secretly, his eyes were indifferent, as if he looked down on these Yi family children. Shoo, Lord Sun, be careful. This is the Xuanhuan family, don't be implicated, it will hurt us badly. The second elder of the North Pole Holy Land hastily covered the mouth of the North Pole son, hoping not to talk nonsense defending the Xuanhuan family. Their Arctic Holy Land cannot bear the price. However, the son of the North Pole rolled his eyes and didn't care. He is the important holy son of the Arctic Holy Land, possessing the body of the Arctic god, and he has been unscrupulous since he was a child. When did he become so timid, especially for the young master of the Yi family who was rumored to have punched 500 caddies when he was 1 year old? He was even more disdainful. Now that he is 3 years old, his physical strength must not have improved much. What's more, it's just a mortal body. How can it compete with them who have super physiques? After all, it was just a flash in the pan. And it was a waste of time to let his dignified son come to watch the ceremony, when he was 3 years old. With the help of the holy body of the North Pole, he had achieved physical strength of 2,000 caddies. Now 6 years old, stronger and stronger, about to break through the realm of awakening and step into the shackles. Naturally, he despised the rumored young master of the Yi family. The same is true for the young master of the Xuanhuan clan, who is only 6 years old, and does not pay attention to the 3-year-old child of the Yi family, but he judged the situation. Much more than the son of the North Pole, it's better not to express dissatisfaction until one's elders are by your side, let alone in someone else's territory. Wait, they are here to watch the ceremony, isn't it just right? Young master and his maid Xuanhuan, aren't you just playing in this square? Some disciples reacted and exclaimed, and everyone was immediately attracted and looked into the distance. On the edge of the square, Xuanhuan was practicing the Phoenix extermination code. Her delicate body was wrapped in flames, and her fiery red dress highlighted her figure vividly. The pupils of the eyes are like agate, shining red light, and the long hair falls down the shoulders, which has a special charm. The child beside him was just playing around bored, and he didn't know what kind of treasure he was playing with. Hey, this little ancestor touched something in the artifact refining hall again. Some disciples have gotten used to it. Anyway, they dare not say anything more in the artifact refining hall, alchemy hall, Wanbao pavilion, etc. The elders of the Xuanhuan clan and the elders of the Arctic Holy Land all noticed Yi Tian and Xuanhuan. Hearing what the surrounding Yi family disciples said, he also knew it. It turned out that this child was the very famous young master of the Yi family. Immediately, he took the reluctant son of the North Pole and young master Xuanhuan to pay their respects. After reaching Yi Tian's side, he bent down and saluted respectfully. The second elder of the Holy Land of the Lower Arctic, I pay my respects to the young master of the Yi family. The second elder of the Xuanhuan clan, I pay my respects to the young master of the Yi family. The two of them are not like Yi Tian is a child, but they underestimated themselves and ignored etiquette. The identity of the other party is the young master of the Yi family, who is backed by the current god emperor and the holy master of Yaochi. Dare to be disrespectful? I'm afraid I'm not tired of living. Afterwards, he also dragged his own holy son and young master to salute. But the holy son of the North Pole and the young master Xuanhuan seemed to be a bit stubborn, shook their heads, and pouted their mouths, very unwilling. And there was a trace of hostility in the eyes looking at Yi Tian, the Raging Flames sect who followed the Arctic Holy Land. The elders of the Qinglian sect also saluted, but the brats of their family were very stubborn and thought highly of themselves. Yi Tian waved his hand. Xuanhuan finished her training, opened her eyes, and returned the gift. The two elders explained the purpose of their visit, and Xuanhuan did not neglect in the slightest. Since you're here to watch the ceremony, and you're here ahead of time, and you want to pay homage to Ye's family, please go ahead. Let me guide the way for you. In that case, thank you very much. In the Holy Land of the North Pole, the Xuanhuan clan, as well as the elders of Qinglian sect, Raging Flames sect and other sects, hurriedly cupped their fists to express their gratitude, and went to pay homage to the senior members of the Yi family. Immediately, he also said to his own children, "You guys stay here and play with the young master of the Yi family. They are all children, and they have mutual language and can play together." Several elders gave instructions to their own holy son, the young master, for fear that they would offend the young master of the Yi family. The young master of the Yi family has a good body, but what he represents is the decency of the Yi family. The second elder of the North Pole Holy Land bowed his head, and whispered in the ear of the North Pole son, "Don't provoke Yi Tian, otherwise it will be difficult for you and me to get out of the Wangu Yi family. Elder, don't worry, this holy son will remember it." Hearing the response of his own holy master, the second elder of the Arctic Holy Land finally let go of his hanging heart. What he was most afraid of was that these few children, relying on the blood in their chests, offended people who shouldn't be offended and brought terrible disasters to the Holy Land. Yaochi left with several elders, and quickly emptied the square of the Yi family's children. "I want to keep a few children and have fun." As soon as the elders left, the holy son of the North Pole, the young master Xuanhuan, and the children of the Qinglian sect of the Raging Flames sect were about to start practicing. "We are all 6 or 7-year-old children, unlike those 2 and 3-year-old children who only want to play," the son of the North Pole said indifferently, as if it was just by chance. "What the holy son said is true, not to mention that we have a super physique, and our future is limitless. It's not like some mortal bodies who have to do nothing all their lives." Chapter 63 Teaching a Bear to be a Man, Give a Little Shock. You are listening at novelfull.audio. What Master Xingzi said is very true. We have a super physique, so we must work harder to cultivate, pursue the highest road, and leave our peers far behind. That's right, not everyone is like the Son of God who has the holy body of the North Pole, and can receive preferential treatment from the resources of the Holy Land. Ha ha ha, I really envy me. Unlike some mortal bodies with mediocre aptitude, maybe it's limited to this. Several other Tianjiao children from small powers boasted that they seemed to have enshrined the Son of the North Pole as a myth and the goal of lifelong struggle, and the young master Xuanhuan restrained himself a lot, and didn't make any sarcasm. He is much smarter than the Son of the North Pole, not to mention that the elders of the family have deliberately told him not to offend the young master of the Yi family. Otherwise the consequences will be disastrous. As for the other children, they are children at heart after all, and they are used to being arrogant on weekdays, knowing that Yi Tian is only 3 years old now, and thinking that he doesn't understand the conversation between them, he becomes even more rude, and Yi Tian looked at these children with pity in his eyes. He sighed secretly in his heart, hey, after all, they are just a group of children, immature and extremely childish. Although, now he is just a 3-year-old brat, but the soul in his body has been a human being for 2 lifetimes. This group of kids are too focused on comparison, they are sneering and sarcastic. It's really ridiculous. Yi Tian wanted to remain silent, not to be as knowledgeable as a kid, but such a tolerant attitude only fueled the arrogance of Beiji Xingzi and others. He even went to Yi Tian's side and provocatively said, "Hey, the majestic young master of the Yi family is just a mortal body, really disappointing me. Is the Yi family so declining? Ha ha ha, the contemporary young master is not as good as my Arctic son. Master Xingzi, don't belittle yourself, you are the holy body of the North Pole, with unrivaled talents, you will be the supreme one in the future. How can it be that this mere mortal's physical strength can be compared with it?" That the other children beside him, ignorant of the heights of the heavens and the depths of the earth, also fueled the arrogance of the Son of the North Pole. No matter how good-tempered Yi Tian was, he couldn't stand the buzzing of these flies, and, in front of this group of kids, there is no need to hide yourself. Do not bother me. Can super physique decide everything? I really thought that with a super physique, I could become a generation of supreme. The supreme was not sealed by myself, but was created by fists in my hands. Yi Tian said in a cold voice. He was obviously only a 3-year-old child, but his aura was extremely terrifying. This power alone made those ignorant children back away, as if they were frightened. The holy son of the North Pole did not expect Yi Tian to speak suddenly, he thought. Yi Tian, a 3-year-old child, would not dare to say anything even if he was dissatisfied with them. Immediately, he frowned, but he was not afraid. He is a peerless arrogance who possesses the holy body of the North Pole. Yi Tian is only a mortal body. Even if his physical strength is outstanding, he is only at the peak of qi and blood at most, and now I am at the peak of the awakening state, and I am about to step into the shackle state. How could I be frightened by a 3-year-old child? If it spreads out, how can you still hang out among your peers? The young master of Xuanhuan's eyes flashed, and sure enough, the young master of the Yi family is by no means that simple. For myself, just sit on the mountain and watch the tigers fight. And see how Yi Tian will respond to the disrespect to him just now from the son of the North Pole. Oh, so what? Even if you have an invincible heart, you are still subject to your physique. It can only be said that you are lucky. You have stepped into the path of cultivation at the age of 1, and you are born with supernatural power. But what about the future? Still can't enter the ranks of Tianjiao. Seeing Yi Tian, a 3-year-old boy's speech, Beiji Xingzi was very surprised at the beginning, and felt a little guilty, thinking that he could not understand. I didn't expect this 3-year-old toddler to be quite smart. Yi Tian couldn't take it anymore. He really wanted to lie down, but he would never allow others to ride on his head, otherwise what would it be like a waste? Yi Tian stood up, patted his sleeves, stretched out his chubby little hand, and pointed at the son of the North Pole who was half a head taller than him. Come on, let's play a game. You win, even if you are right. If you lose, put away your high-minded eyes, and stop looking down on any mortal body. Yi Tian said in a childish voice, coupled with that small figure, she is extremely cute, but the words that came out of his mouth were extremely cold, making people shudder. The son of the North Pole was only a 6-year-old child, and he was instantly overwhelmed by Yi Tian's aura, but immediately realized, what is he afraid of? Yi Tian is just a 3-year-old child in the realm of qi and blood. He is carrying the holy body of the North Pole and is about to step into the realm of shackles. He is 3 years older. How can he be afraid? Master Xingzi, teach this ignorant brat a lesson. Heh, a mortal body still wants to turn around. I don't know the heights of the sky and the earth, so I should honestly be my own dandy young master. Why bother asking for trouble? The children of Lianzong and Qinglian didn't think it was a big deal to watch the excitement. Of course, they just thought that Yi Tian was young, and there were no members of the Yi family here. If there were 1 or 2 Yi family elders here, this group of unruly brats would not dare to talk too much. Bring it on. Yi Tian shook his hand, not paying attention at all. It seemed that the one in front of him was just a little monk. In fact, Yi Tian didn't take this so-called son of the North Pole seriously at all. Just relying on the physical body can blow him up. At the same time, I thought to myself, let's use the green bead wristbands. The phoenix wristbands can increase the physical body too much. What if I miss and beat this brat to death? Seeing Yi Tian's contemptuous attitude, the son of the North Pole was immediately annoyed. Among his peers, no one dared to underestimate him so much. Today, he was ignored by a 3-year-old child. It seems that it is impossible not to teach him a lesson, and he is more than 3 years older than the young master of the Yi family, and he still doesn't believe that he can't deal with this little brat. You will pay for your ignorance. Although the son of the North Pole is only 6 years old, but he is carrying the holy body of the North Pole, which is much stronger than his peers. Now he is rushing forward, like a swift and fierce cheetah, with gusts of fists and hunting sounds. The young master Xuanhuan stared closely. He was not a leader, but if something happened to the young master of the Yi family, none of them would be able to leave here alive. If the 3-year-old really couldn't resist, he would make a move at a critical moment. He spat in his heart. This Beiji Xingzi is really a reckless guy. A guy who doesn't use his brain. But the son of the North Pole couldn't care less about these things. He punched out, and the corners of his lips curled up. He seemed to have seen the scene where the dignified young master of the Yi family was defeated by himself, but suddenly, he could no longer move forward. His fists were tightly clenched, unable to move. Yi Tian is relaxed and elegant, but his small palm can tightly hold the fist of the son of the North Pole. Hey, you are 3 years older than me, but you only have this ability. Yi Tian seemed disappointed, and shook his head pretending to be mature. Then with a light force, the son of the North Pole felt that he couldn't control his body, and was thrown out and hit the square. Before he could react, Tian appeared in front of him, stepping on his chest. I didn't want to do it. Hey, it seems that the victory has been decided. The face of the son of the North Pole was flushed with swelling, but he was unable to make a sound, ashamed, because he knew, he lost at the hands of a 3-year-old child. Chapter 64 Nether Ghosts, Out of Control, Suppressed with One Sword. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The son of the North Pole, feeling ashamed, beat the ground heavily. He is a peerless arrogance with the holy body of the North Pole, and he is 3 years older than Tian, but now, was defeated by a 3-year-old child. If this matter gets out, what face will he have to raise his head again among his peers? And the few children from the Qinglian sect of the Raging Flames sect, who were still ridiculed and sarcastic before, stopped talking. On the contrary, it was very shocking. A 3-year-old child, so scary. Able to cross realms, cross ages, and defeat Tianjiao with super physique. It seems that the rumors are true. Even if it is a mortal body, it is also favored by the Tao, and it is ranked among the arrogance of heaven. If it grows up in the future, the potential is almost limitless. In front of Tian, they are nothing but small shrimps, not worth mentioning at all. The young master Xuanhuan narrowed his eyes slightly. He is also a child of 6 or 7 years old. When the heart is mature, it is much stronger than the son of the North Pole. What's more, the elders of the family urged not to provoke the young master of the Yi family. Sure enough, if you don't listen to the old man's words, you will suffer in front of your eyes. Fortunately, I was savvy and didn't take the initiative to provoke him. I don't agree. The son of the North Pole seemed to be half insane, with tears streaming down his eyes. After all, he is a 6-year-old child, young and vigorous, with an unruly nature. He has been in an invincible position among his peers for a long time, and his heart is so fragile that he can't stand the blow, and it is difficult to become a great weapon in the future. I'm not reconciled. You're just a 3-year-old boy. Why can you defeat me? I must defeat you. My son of the North Pole is invincible among my peers. The son of the North Pole cried out in tears. Seeing this, Tian shook his head, with a childlike heart. I don't believe it. How capable you are. Come out, ghost. That the son of the North Pole took out a black box from his bosom, with runes engraved on it, and some runes, which seemed to seal a peerless evil. The moment the black box appeared, an icy aura pervaded, making people shiver uncontrollably. This is the most ominous thing that the elders of my Arctic Holy Land have subdued. It's called Nether Ghost, and it's an evil thing made by the fusion of thousands of evil souls. At first, I thought that I would be able to fully control it and become my loyal thug when I was, years old and my cultivation level improved. I can't care so much now. I want you to die. That while crying, he opened the black box in his arms. In an instant, the square was covered by black mist, and the laughter of Jia could be vaguely heard, like ghosts and evil spirits crying, which made people feel chills. Hey, what a brat who doesn't know how to measure. Tian cursed inwardly. According to the system analysis, this ghostly ghost is a very vicious thing. If there is no long-term restraint and strong strength, it cannot be controlled at all. Today's son of the North Pole is only 6 years old. How to control it? Sure enough, Tian's guess was right. A puff of black smoke emerged from the black box, but it seemed to be something tangible, and the pupils of the eyes slowly opened, flashing a bewitching purple light, roaming wantonly in the space. There is no human face, but it is extremely ferocious. That laughter was like the shrill howling of hell ghosts, making people tremble like falling into an ice cave. You mean ghost, go and kill Tian. That the poor son of the North Pole, who has not yet recognized his situation, is still giving orders to ghosts and ghosts. If there is no accident, there will be an accident. Jia. I'm finally out. Sad, poor child, are you still trying to control me? That the ghostly purple pupils flickered in front of the son of the North Pole, and said ethereally. How? I am your master. Aren't you accepted by the elders of the Holy Land and used as my battle pet? That the holy son of the North Pole was so frightened that he collapsed on the ground, stepped back again, and shouted, Don't come here, don't come here. Help me, someone will save me. However, The young master Xuanhuan and several other children are only 6 or 7 years old, they have never seen such a scene before, and it would be good if they didn't get scared immediately. Where is there any Tianjiao, who came to rescue the son of the North Pole, thinking that his life was too long? Seeing the ghosts and ghosts opening their bloody mouths, the black mist is about to wrap the son of the North Pole and swallow it completely. A voice came, "Crooked, dirty thing, let him go." Tian said crisply, but in the eyes of ghosts, it looked so funny. A 3-year-old boy dared to challenge himself. He really didn't know how to live or die. I didn't eat him before, because I didn't like him because of a mortal body. I didn't expect it to be delivered to my door. Jie, then I will eat you first. Then devour all these children. Run away, the world is so big, where is there no place for me? Tian complained in his heart, didn't he just want to enjoy life? Why is it so difficult? From time to time, a clown will jump out and cause trouble for myself. If he didn't take action today, the young master Xuanhuan, the holy son of the North Pole, and these little brats would all be buried in the mouth of the netherworld. Let's make a quick decision, otherwise the action will be too big and the people from the Yi family will be attracted. Being too high profile is not conducive to his plan to lie down. Sword of the Heavenly Emperor. Full-level kendo mode, that when the words fell, a divine sword appeared on Yi Tian's fleshy little hand, engraved with runes, surrounded by the radiance of the holy way, and the sharp light emitted seemed to be able to split the world. As the sword light flickered, Zhengushua was invincible, terrifying to the extreme. The rich imperial law wraps it up. It was the Heavenly Emperor sword that Yi Xinxin presented to Yi Tian not long after he was born. Moreover, in order to adapt to Yi Tian's 3-year-old body, the Emperor's sword also automatically shrinks to fit the body, which can be described as very humane. Beheading you, one sword is enough. Yi Tian held the sword in one hand and said crisply, at this moment, in the eyes of the young master Xuanhuan and the holy son of the North Pole, Yi Tian doesn't look like a 3-year-old boy, but like a young hero, looking down on all directions. Overestimate your own strength, let me die. This ghostly ghost doesn't pay attention to Yi Tian at all, although he could feel that the sharp sword in Yi Tian's hand was not a mortal thing, but as a big evil. How could he be afraid of a 3-year-old child? He didn't pay attention to it at all, he just thought it was an ant that could be trampled to death by the side of the road. Charged towards Yi Tian. Yi Tian's eyes flashed, the phoenix wrist guard was activated. The power of the body increased 15 times, and the spiritual power circulated, urging the Emperor's sword with all its strength. With a sword cut out, the fierce sword light tore through the void and destroyed everything. Young Master Xuanhuan and the son of the North Pole dared not go to see it. They were still desperate and did not hold much hope. This is a big evil. If you want to kill a 3-year-old child, it's better to find a piece of tofu and kill it. However, something surprising happened. Accompanied by a shrill scream, the black mist gradually dissipated. Those purple and coquettish pupils showed a ferocious and painful color, and were covered with bloodshot eyes. No. How is this possible? He neighed in grief and indignation, but his body was cracked, and he was sure to die. Yi Tian put away the Heavenly Emperor's sword, and walked over. I said a long time ago, one sword is enough to kill you. The children were already stunned and couldn't believe it, as if they had seen a miracle. A 3-year-old child actually beheaded such a big evil as a ghost. And Yi Tian came to the side of Beiji Xingzi and others. At this moment, no one dared to show any disrespect to him. Their eyes were full of awe, as if they were looking directly at the gods. Yi Tian put one hand on his hip and said, don't reveal what happened today. Otherwise, don't dare, absolutely keep your mouth shut. Several children rushed to answer, not daring to neglect in the slightest. I also made up my mind in my heart that I must not leak what I saw and heard today. They are also afraid of being beheaded by a sword. What's more, no one would believe such absurd things as 3-year-old children beheading ghosts and ghosts. Chapter 65 All the powers gather, the ancestors come to the dragon's nest, and the child of Tia. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Along with the sound, a crimson figure came into view. Little master, how are you playing with the other holy sons? Huang Ruoshi asked with concern, very concerned, of course. She never thought about the conflicts that a few children would have. The children of Qinglian sect and Liyan sect were about to speak, but by chance, he caught a glimpse of Yi Tian's ice-like eyes, and stopped back in fright, his legs trembling. After all, he is just a child of 6 or 7 years old, and his mind is not mature enough. Of course, the current Yi Tian is like a demon in their eyes. Although he is only a 3-year-old child, he has unparalleled strength, and it is easy to kill them. When he thought of how rude he had just said, he felt ashamed, wishing he could find a crack in the ground and sneak in. The big brothers are very easy to get along with. We had a good time. Yi Tian showed pure white teeth, like an innocent child, but in the eyes of the son of the North Pole, it is even more terrifying than the devil. He easily defeated him, and he was able to kill ghosts with one sword, even if they are 7 or 8 years old. Some children with super physiques are not their opponents. At this moment, I feel lucky in my heart. Fortunately, people didn't care about me, otherwise my life would be in danger. He also hurriedly said to Huang Ruoshi, "Hey, sister, don't worry. We had a good time with brother Yi Tian." Young Master Xuanhuan also nodded, forcibly suppressing the shock in his heart. A few children, a harmonious scene, as if they are close friends. "Little master, it's getting late. The body awakening ceremony will be performed the day after tomorrow. Let's go back to the dormitory and get ready to rest. We'll make preparations tomorrow and start the day after tomorrow." The family also attaches great importance to this physical awakening. Huang Ruoshi said softly, and hugged Yi Tian. "Little brothers, the Yi family has prepared a residence for you. You can go to rest, and officially watch the ceremony the day after tomorrow." "Okay, then I can't play with you. Goodbye, friends, see you the day after tomorrow." Yi Tian was still waving his fleshy little hands like an immature child. The children watched their noses with their eyes and their hearts with their noses. I thought to myself, this kid is too good at pretending. Just now he looked like a big demon king, but after the Yi family came, he immediately changed back to a child. 2 days passed in a flash. In this short period of 2 days, many immortal forces came to hear the news and wanted to watch the ceremony. After all, the name of the son of the god emperor is too resounding, coupled with the super talent handed down since childhood. It is just commonplace to refine heavenly elixir and learn peerless swordsmanship at a glance. When he was 1 year old, he stepped into the road of cultivation and punched 500 caddies, shocking the world. There are many immortal forces who come to investigate the truth. If this is the case, I am afraid that the Wangi family will lead the heavens and worlds into a new era. Do these immortal forces still have their day? Above the sky, streamers flickered, and countless ancient warships crisscrossed. The golden-winged rock spread its golden wings, shining brightly, like a divine bird, with extremely fast speed. After hearing the news, the Golden Lion clan roared between heaven and earth, and the sound waves emitted swept through the void. There are also strong men from the Endless Fire Nation, whose whole body is wrapped in flames. The flames are intertwined, and they are extremely tyrannical, who come to watch the ceremony. However, the most striking thing is that above the void, a space is broken, with turbulent currents, intertwined runes, and a warship looming. The whole body seems to be made of ancient sacred wood, and there is a sacred grass at the bow, spraying light. Above the bow was an elder with a long beard and a black robe. A knowledgeable expert exclaimed, "As expected, the ancestral dragon's nest has arrived. This is the great elder of the ancestral dragon's nest. In the ancestral dragon's nest, his status is second only to the dragon lord." Everyone looked around, and the great elder of the Zulong nest was indeed extraordinary, with a constant momentum pressing the sky, and sharp eyes. Although his beard and hair are all white, he still has an invincible momentum. Then who is the kid next to him? A sharp-eyed person noticed that there was a child about 6 or 7 years old beside the great elder Zulonko, as if made of jade. His face is also extremely heroic. There are 2 small dragon horns protruding from his forehead. I see. That must be the son of the dragon master of the ancestral dragon nest, the dragon son of the ancestral dragon nest. It is rumored that the dragon son of the ancestral dragon nest has the blood of the dragon king and an innate dragon bone in his body. Right now, he is 7 years old, and he is probably the child in front of him. Zhu Longchao made up his mind to see the young master of the Yi family's performance. If he does not perform well, he may be ridiculed and make him lose face in front of the vast transcendental forces. Anyone with a discerning eye can see Xuanhuan's thoughts. Bring your own genius child to watch the awakening of the mortal body of the young master of the Yi family, obviously, the young master of the Yi family who only has a mortal body among the villains. After all, the Yi family had acted domineeringly in the past, and robbed the ancient dragon eggs of the ancestor dragon's nest, making them hold grudges in their hearts. Everyone understands, but it's a bit of a villain's behavior. If you don't accept it, you will fight a battle at worst and use such despicable means to disgust you. The layout of the Zulong nest is still small. Yaoguang Holy Land and Yuheng Holy Land also arrived as scheduled. As for the Arctic Holy Land and the Wolf Clan, they have come here a long time ago, but after seeing the inside of the Yi family, he no longer had the slightest thought of being an enemy of the Yi family in his heart. He was cowardly and did not dare at all. Isn't it just a mortal body? I actually want Ben Longzi to make this trip in person to watch the ceremony. Long Tian said coldly. His expression was extremely contemptuous, and he looked down on Yi Tian, a mortal body, from the bottom of his heart. So what if you punch 500 caddies at the age of 1, at best, it's just a natural power. Oh, if it wasn't for the Yi family. Whether this kind of waste can live to be 3 years old is unknown. Long Tian hit the nail on the head, as he said, a mortal body would be just a handyman in other families, but it's a pity that Yi Tian was born into a full-level family. What mortal body? It is the same wherever it passes, all living beings bow down, and no one refuses to accept it. What can I do with unrivaled talent? It is enough for me to have the God Emperor father. I have to admit that even Long Tian is envious of Yetian's background, after all. In the eyes of the Yi family, the so-called ancestral dragon nest is just a bigger loach nest. I came here this time to see this mortal joke. So what about the invincible background? It still can't change the fact that he is immortal. If it's not as good as Long Zi and others in the awakening of the physical body, it will make everyone laugh. The great elder Xuanhuan smiled triumphantly, the corners of his mouth curled up. He couldn't wait any longer. Although Yi Tian could have a huge strength of 500 caddies when he was 1 year old, but he guessed that no matter how much the physical potential of the mortal body is developed, it will not be too much. Today is absolutely no match for the arrogance of these forces. Chapter 66 Tianjiao's Onlookers, the son of the North Pole who feels frustrated. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Countless ancient warships traverse the sky and travel through the void. As for the Yi family, because of today's grand event, many ancient killing formations were also withdrawn. After all, ever since the incident of the full moon banquet, there is no other power in the entire eternal immortal realm who dares to provoke the Yi family. Even those life-restricted areas and the chaotic evil race outside the territory did not make any big moves. The deterrent power of the Yi family can be seen. Just kidding, who would dare to underestimate the Yi family? The Blood Sea Forbidden Song, one of the 9 forbidden areas of life, was completely wiped out. The Purgatory Lion Clan, the Fire Demon Clan, the Ancient Demon Clan, and the grass on their graves are all taller than humans, and on a divine island, many elders of the Yi family and most of the children of Tianjiao appeared. Yi Linglong, alchemy master Yi Dan, and the younger generation's #1 swordsman Yi Jianshan also appeared. However, Yi Xinxin, the president of Tianbao Chamber of Commerce, was busy with things and had industries all over the world, so he couldn't come, and many of the top 10 sequence disciples of the Yi family also came. Yi Changqiang, Yi Changge, and Yi Xinhan, as well as Yi Jingang, who was carrying the Vitra divine body, were all present. Yi Changqiang and Yi Changge stared at the central seat, waiting for Yi Tian's arrival. The shock that the child gave them was too great. I don't know what will happen today. Yi Xinhan's hair was as crystal clear as snow, and she was wearing a palace attire, highlighting her exquisite and delicate body, full of anticipation. 2 full years have passed since the last time I played with the young master. In the past 2 years, he has missed this little brother very much. There seems to be an irresistible magical power on him. System. Song's Taoist partner attraction mode is not something you can resist, and that young body punched the Taishan ancient steel with a punch, but it left a complete shock to her. I don't know if today can surprise her. TCH, I haven't seen you for a long time. The young master's physical body must have been tempered to the extreme. Awakening the physical body today will surely be a blockbuster. Yi Jianchen folded his arms and narrowed his eyes slightly. His whole body was like a sharp sword ready to strike. The whole body is entangled with the true meaning of the sword, full of power. There was no one else beside Yi Dan. Those relatively ordinary Yi family children seemed to be able to feel the power of the sky when they were beside Yi Jianchen, and they felt very oppressive and dared not approach. Yi Dan complained silently in his heart, "This kid is not pretending for a moment, his whole body is itchy." But he still shook his sleeve robe, and said calmly, "Young master's celestial posture will definitely shine today, and let us look at you with admiration. After the young master awakens physically, he can follow me to learn the way of alchemy." Yi Dan has his own little calculations. In the past 2 years, he has always wanted the young master to follow him to learn the way of alchemy. One can refine heavenly elixir at hand, and there is great hope in refining mythical divine elixir in the future. Don't dream, a hero like the young master is destined to learn the way of swords. Yi Dan and Yi Jianchen are really like a happy couple, practicing the way of swordsmanship alone, going forward bravely, showing your sharpness. Practicing alchemy alone, calm and introverted, dignified and steady. Stop arguing. Every time you two are together, you will keep arguing. Give me a break. Yi Linglong scolded softly, and Yi Dan and Yi Jianchen immediately became more honest, but their eyes were still blazing, and they were fighting like sharp swords. Not long after, representatives of many immortal forces from the outside world also came to the floating god island, the third elder and holy son of Yaoguang Holy Land, the great elder and Long Tian of Solanko, the great elder and holy son of Yuhan Holy Land, as for the elders of the Xuanhuan clan. And the elders of the Arctic Holy Land, they have long been waiting here. Young Master Xuanhuan and Son of the North Pole sat side by side, but the two, compared to the previous arrogant attitude, are obviously much more honest, especially the Son of the North Pole. He didn't dare to breathe, and sat obediently, without saying a word. Xingzi Yaoguang and Xingzi Beiji are good friends. Both of them are in the same age group, and they played a lot when they were children. The third elder of the Holy Land of Waking Light accompanied the holy son of Yaoguang to the side of the Son of the North Pole. "Hey, why are you so restrained? Is this still the Arctic Eucharist I know?" Xingzi Yaoguang said in a slightly surprised tone. In his eyes, the holy son of the North Pole is extremely arrogant. With his celestial beauty, he seldom looks down on others. Today is so restrained, like a good boy. "Don't you look down on that mortal body? Why didn't I see you speak today?" Xingzi Yaoguang said curiously, with a puzzled look on his face, while staring at the face of Xingzi Beibei. His small mouth pouted. If he didn't know the son of the North Pole, he would have suspected that this guy had changed. In just a few days, why did his personality change drastically? "Ha ha ha, you are indeed a peerless arrogance with the holy body of the North Pole. Now that I am only 6 years old, I am about to step into the realm of shackles." Not only is she gifted in the world, but she also knows how to assess the situation. She doesn't speak a word in the Yi family. It's not comparable to ordinary bodies at all. The third elder of the Yaoguang Holy Land looked at the son of the North Pole with increasing admiration, but when he spoke the last sentence, he deliberately lowered his voice. "To ridicule mortal body in Wanguye's family, isn't it a slap in the face? Still be careful." But the son of the North Pole immediately trembled when he heard the words of the 3 elders of the Waking Light Holy Land, and he was as still as a chilling cicada. There was an extremely ugly smile on the corner of his mouth, and he glanced around from time to time, looking for Yi Tian's figure, and said tremblingly, "How dare we compare with the young master of the Yi family? Although the young master of the Yi family has a mortal body, he is talented. He can punch 500 caddies at the age of 1, surpassing the arrogance of the ancients and the present. We can only hope to catch up with him." Hearing the words of the son of the North Pole, the 3 elders of the Shaking Light Holy Land appreciated it even more. Even the elders of the North Pole Holy Land nodded and touched the son of the North Pole with a smile on their faces. This son is neither arrogant nor discouraged, calm and extraordinary. He is world-renowned but not arrogant. Even if you look down on the mortal body of the young master of the Yi family, you know how to judge the situation and hold back, and you will become a great weapon in the future. It would be great if this son is someone who shakes the Holy Land. Hearing the 2 elders flattering him, the son of the North Pole turned pale. He wanted to say, how can I have this ability? Where did I look down on the young master of the Yi family? With the strength of others, it is not a problem to kill several of them in seconds. At the same time, he made up his mind that no matter what happens in the future, he must not become an enemy of Yi Tian, otherwise he would be seeking his own death. I also thought in my heart, should I also tell Xingzi Yaoguang not to provoke the young master of the Yi family, otherwise, he will die soon. Seeing the pale face of the son of the North Pole, the two elders also noticed something was wrong. Why did the child turn paler the more he boasted? But before he had time to think about it, a voice suddenly came, shaking the sky. When the world's god Emperor Yi Jun came, the mother of the Yi family, Yulioli, came. The young master Yi Tian is here. Chapter 67 Dragon-patterned red cauldron, precious blood of fierce beasts. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Accompanied by the sound of the sky, a mighty coercion swept the audience. It seems that the ancient gods appeared in the world, and the ancient breath permeated the air, which made people tremble. Two streamers span the space and are located in the center. The light dissipated, revealing a proud figure. Yi Junlin was dressed in white, floating like a fairy, with a chaotic aura overflowing from his body. Like a supreme god, with the divine ring reflected behind him, extremely powerful, the god emperor of the world is worthy of his name. The person beside him is Yulioli. Today's Yulioli is wearing a phoenix robe, graceful and dignified, with bright red lips and shiny skin, like beautiful jade, with a phoenix crown and a shepe, and slender jade legs. His eyes were bright, like emeralds, and he gently put Yi Tian down. It was only then that many guests and Yi family's children noticed Yi Tian. He is only 3 years old, but his size is about the same as that of a 5 or 6-year-old child, wearing brocade clothes. Her chubby little face looks extremely cute. A group of female monks have golden eyes, and they have no resistance to the cubs themselves. What's more, there is also the blessing of the systematic Taoist companion attraction mode. Yi Linglong and Yi Xuanhuan's eyes flashed. It's been a long time since I saw this little brother, but he's actually a lot cuter, and his facial features have become more sculpted, and he can tell he's a handsome embryo at a glance, and he can be nurtured. Under the attention of all the people, Yi Tian was extremely indifferent. In the eyes of outsiders, it is so amazing. Although it is only a mortal body, it is surrounded by a hazy fairy spirit, and it is a natural child prodigy. Under the gaze of so many powerful people, he can still maintain such a calm posture and a mature mind, which is far from being comparable to his peers. TCH, isn't it just a mortal body? Xingzi Yaoguang said disdainfully. That appearance is very much like the son of the North Pole who has just arrived at the Yi family. The son of the North Pole lamented in his heart, hoping that this short-sighted guy would not provoke the young master of the Yi family, otherwise 10 lives are not enough. He witnessed with his own eyes Yi Tian, a 3-year-old child, beheading ghosts with a single sword. This has become his psychological shadow, lingering and unable to get rid of. The same is true for the young master Xuanhuan, but his eyes are burning, staring at Yi Tian closely. He has his own little abacus in mind. If it was Yi Tian, he would be able to show the supreme talent of the physical body today. After the awakening of the physical body, coupled with what he saw with his own eyes, he had an inexplicable guess in his heart. Yi Tian might not be a mortal body, it's just that the Wanguyi family deliberately wrapped Yi Tian into a mortal body in order to hide their clumsiness. He thought in his heart, to be able to kill ghosts and ghosts with a single sword, and to show such a supreme divine appearance, how could it be just a mortal body? The Wanguyi family definitely hid his physique. The young master Xuanhuan made up his mind. If he could confirm Yi Tian's supreme talent today, he would follow Yi Tian and become a loyal follower. After all, eat meat with wolves, and oligo with dogs. Although I am not as good as those super arrogances, I will become a follower of the young master of the Yi family. The benefits, that's a big deal. And just as everyone was thinking, God Emperor Yi Junlin waved his hand. The powerful coercion radiated out, and the audience was silent, and no one dared to speak a word. Times have changed. My son Yi Tian is already 3 years old. Although my son has stepped into the road of cultivation since he was 1 year old and can punch 500 caddies with one punch, there is still a process to go. Today is the awakening of his physical body. Yi Junlin said so, with a faint smile on the corner of his mouth. However, many guests from the Arctic Holy Land, the shaking light holy land and the ancestral dragon's nest always felt that something was wrong. Isn't it just 500 caddies with one punch at a year old, surpassing the arrogance of the past and today? On this matter, your god emperor will spend 2.5 years bragging about it. Eternal immortal realm, when children are 3 years old, they must undergo physical awakening. Thus stepping into the great way. My son Yi Tian is also like this. Yi Junlin said domineeringly, and waved his hand casually. In the center of the square, a large cauldron immediately appeared. It was as heavy as 1,000 pounds, and the whole body shone with light. It was extremely thick, as if it was made of some kind of divine iron. The black light flickered. Looking directly at the cauldron, everyone's breathing was short, and they felt the great pressure. Could this be the legendary dragon-patterned red tripod? According to ancient rumors, there are 9 tripods in this world, and this dragon-patterned red tripod is a divine tripod that ranks at the forefront among the 9 tripods. But the 9 tripods in the world have long disappeared in the long river of history. I didn't expect that the extremely rare red tripod with dragon patterns fell into the hands of the god Emperor Yi Junlin. Today, for the awakening of the physical body of the son of the god Emperor, I am willing to take out the dragon-marked red cauldron. That the pupils of the elders of many immortal forces were shocked. Some elders with strong cultivation bases couldn't even sit still and stood up directly. Pupils shrunk into needles, and she was so shocked that she didn't know what to say. Even the elders of the Yi family and many of the Yi family's children didn't know that the dragon-pattern red tripod was in the hands of their own patriarch. The head of the family is really hiding something. Yi Jianshan said with emotion that the patriarch has so much background, it is beyond their imagination. Performing physical baptism in this dragon-patterned red tripod will definitely improve your aptitude. That's natural. The dragon-patterned red cauldron contains the splendor of heaven and earth, and it has the effect of tempering and strengthening children's bodies. Yi Dan said enviously. As a master of alchemy, he had also heard of the dragon-patterned red cauldron, but he did not expect to be able to get his wish today and see it as it is. The corners of the mouth are sour, as if eating a lemon. I am extremely envious. If he could have this legendary dragon-patterned red tripod, coupled with his superb alchemy magic, in alchemy, he can definitely go further, and even refine the mythical elixir. Yi Junlin waved his hand again, the void shattered, and a torrent gushed out slowly, filled with spiritual energy, extremely sacred, like a good medicine. Enter the dragon-patterned red tripod. Immediately afterwards, there were countless high-quality elixir, and even the precious blood of fierce beasts. They fell into the dragon-patterned red tripod one after another, and the dragon-patterned red tripod runes permeated and merged into the precious blood of the medicinal liquid. Pishio's precious blood, Xuanhuan's precious blood, and blue sky sparrow's precious blood. The precious blood of all kinds of pure-blooded beasts, as well as countless elixir, plus the dragon-marked red cauldron. Today's physical awakening. I'm afraid we will see a grand occasion. The guests with immortal power exclaimed, their pupils shocked. The blood of these ferocious beasts is rare to see on weekdays, and even their immortal powers are extremely distressing for the younger generation Tianjiao to use. But in the Yi family, as if they didn't want money, they crazily stuffed it into the dragon-pattern red tripod. Damn it! Such a good resource is just given to a mortal body for physical baptism. Long Xiaotian gritted his teeth and said in a low voice, what is called envy, jealousy and hatred in my heart. If at the age of 3, he could have such good resources for physical baptism, and his physical strength is unknown to what level, he would definitely improve a lot on the list of eternal physical bodies. The same is true for the other Tianjiao children who are 5, 6, or 7 years old, and their envy is beyond words. Many elders silently lamented that the Yi family has a great family and a profound heritage. Heaven. Enter the cauldron. Chapter 68 Chaos Blood, the system is jealous again. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Following Yi Junlin's order, Yi Tian stepped up his calf and came to the side of the dragon-pattern red tripod, but in front of the dragon-pattern red tripod, Yi Tian, who is only 3 years old, is nothing more than a bigger grasshopper. With a light kick, Yi Tian rose into the air and fell into the dragon-patterned red cauldron. The precious blood of ferocious beasts and all kinds of elixir are mixed together, colorful and fragrant. Yi Tian fell into it, splashing a large splash of water. Immediately, I felt refreshed, my limbs and bones seemed to be accepting evolution, and my internal organs were also unusually warm. The whole person was warm, and I couldn't help but take a long breath. Everyone just watched eagerly. The awakening of the physical body is to nourish the human body with various precious medicines and elixir, as well as the blood of fierce beasts, and temper the meridians, so as to realize the leap of the physical body. Generally speaking, it will last at least an hour. Xuanhuan, Long Xiao Tian and others all looked relaxed and didn't even bother to look at it. It's just a mortal body, even if it has some innate divine power. Now that the physical body is awakened, it must be that the power of the physical body cannot be discovered much. After all, in this great world where Tianjiao is fighting for hegemony, it may not even be possible to turn over a splash. It's not even worthy to stand side by side with their kind of arrogance. But for the holy son of the North Pole and the young master Xuanhuan, they know each other well. Today's Tian doesn't need physical awakening, it's just a process. Even without physical awakening, with his invincible physical strength, it is enough to shock the world, and no one can beat him, I'm afraid. Among the entire heaven and myriad races, except for the most powerful race of the real dragon and unicorn. Without the physical body of that race, he can be compared with Tian at the same age. Even flattering horses are hard to catch up with, but they always keep in mind Tian's instructions, and they dare not reveal to their parents about Tian's talents and unparalleled physical body. After about half an hour, Junlin suddenly stood up. His eyes glowed brightly, surrounded by divine rings, and he was dressed in a white robe, floating like a fairy. He is a father. Even if his child is born with supernatural powers and can step into the path of cultivation at the age of 1, he is still just a mortal body. He is not at ease. For the child's future growth, he should do as much as possible for it. Yulioli seemed to know something. She stood up, her phoenix eyes were bright. She looked at Yi Junling's palm. Many disciples and elders of the Yi family also noticed, and cast their eyes here. Patriarch, what is this going to do? The head of the family is the current god emperor. Now that the child is undergoing physical awakening, he must be able to help him. That's true, but I don't know the patriarch. What kind of help will he provide? Several branch elders of the Yi family talked to each other and speculated one after another, but Yi Wandao, the first elder of the main line, and Yi Wanjie, the second elder, looked at each other and revealed a deep smile. It seems that the master is making a move. Yi Jianshan was still so cold and arrogant, with his arms in his arms, like a sharp sword out of its sheath, showing its sharpness. Even when speaking, they are concise and to the point. Tch, if you want to tell me, didn't we see it? Yi Dan raised his head, as if fighting with Yi Jianshan had become his daily pleasure. Yi Linglong shook her head. No matter what, these two guys are also the seed-level arrogance of the Wangyi family. On weekdays, just like Huanqi's enemies, they fight each other and tear each other down. If it wasn't for him being here, I'm afraid the two would start fighting again. Okay, can't you stop for a while? Yi Linglong scolded softly, and the two stopped immediately, but there was lightning in their eyes, and there was a strong smell of gunpowder, and just under the spotlight, Yi Junlin spread out his palms, and a drop of blood slowly emerged, as if it contained the mysteries of heaven and earth, the essence of the universe, and the essence of good fortune. Although it is a drop of bright red blood, the runes are pervasive, the avenues are intertwined, and the laws are overflowing. It is too terrifying. The endless avenue of chaos emerges from the inside of the blood, and you can vaguely see the unrivaled scene of chaotic gods and demons, bleeding blood, and the fall of thousands of saints. The moment this drop of blood appeared, thunder exploded above the sky, as if some unrivaled monster had appeared. This is chaos divine blood. It is the supreme blood bred from the origin of chaos. But when Yi Junlin said this, his words were astonishing and shocking. The elder of Zelanko even stood up directly, his pupils were dilated, and his right hand trembled slightly. He murmured, "How is this possible? Didn't chaos divine blood perish long ago?" The same is true for the leading elders of other immortal forces, with different performances, but none of them can suppress the shock deep in their hearts. They know that the current god emperor has extraordinary means, and the Wangyi family also has an incomparably rich heritage. But what is the chaos divine blood? That is the supreme divine blood that can only be conceived from the origin of chaos. To be clear, Chaos divine blood is not a type of physique or a type of bloodline, but if it is fused with the blood of Chaos God, even a mortal body can be blessed with the power of infinite chaos, and the rune of Chaos Tao is engraved in the body, its aptitude will be greatly improved, and it can even be compared with some super physiques. Even Yi Jianshan didn't expect it. He also thought that the patriarch might prepare some good medicines and treasures for Yi Tian to help him awaken his body, but never expected that the patriarch would be able to obtain such a supreme treasure as Chaos divine blood, the origin of chaos, as early as the beginning of the creation of the world, collapsed between the heaven and the earth and disappeared. I secretly sighed in my heart, I am worthy of being a god emperor. It has the great power to change the day and change the day, and move the universe. With such a father, even a mortal body can go straight to the sky in this life. At this moment, the Tianjiao children from the other immortal forces, it is false to say that they are envious. If you can give them such a father, let alone practice hard, you can do whatever you want. It's a pity, such a good god emperor father. But he gave a mortal body to be his father. Yi Junlin didn't think much about it. He threw it out with one hand, and the drop of chaos blood fell directly into Yi Tian's eyebrows. Fuck, Dad, this is too powerful, isn't it? That Yi Tian couldn't help but exclaimed in his heart. He also knew a little about chaos divine blood, but he didn't expect that his father could use it for himself to help the body awaken and purify the body. In this way, my physical strength will definitely skyrocket. Coupled with the Phoenix wrist guard, among his peers, he can tear his opponents to shreds with only his physical body, but at this moment, the system became jealous again and didn't want to stop. Ding ding ding, I feel that the host's father is the host, and I found the blood of chaos. Ding ding ding, the system is jealous, upgrade automatically. The upgrade was successful, and the system decided to give the host a reward, the first physique in the ages, the chaotic body. Chapter 69 Chaos Body, Physical Transformation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yi Tian was slightly surprised when he heard what the system said. The chaotic body, the first physique of all ages in mythology, is supreme and contains the origin of chaos, immortality for 1,000 calamities, invulnerability to all dharma, invincibility in the body, sweeping the heavens, is the best interpretation of the chaotic body. Throughout the ages, there have only been 2 or 3 chaotic bodies. Every chaotic body is a supreme existence that overwhelms the heavens, is invincible throughout the ages, and suppresses the world in its own era. Now, the system is so proud, it rewards a chaotic body with a wave of its hand. This competitive system, hey, there is really no way to deal with him, isn't it, because his father prepared a chaotic blood for him? As for being so jealous, it is still necessary to give a chaotic body. In fact, the immortal ancient holy body and the Taizong hegemony body are also good. There is no need to directly give away the physique of eternity. With such a high profile, how could he be so comfortable? But then he stopped thinking about it, and said silently in his heart, then let's throw it away in the system warehouse first. Anyway, I have the chaos divine blood given by my father. Although it is not as good as the chaos body, it is enough. However, no system beep was heard. Sorry, host, this chaotic body cannot be thrown into the system warehouse. The moment the reward is given to you, the chaotic body has already begun to fuse with the host. What? You dog system. I haven't even said fusion yet, you just fuse it for me. Yi Tian had already started to scold the dog system in his heart. He has an invincible background, he has the father of the god emperor and the mother of the holy master, and he also has a cousin who is alchemy, a cousin who is a sword god, and a cousin who is invincibly rich. He could count on these people to take him flying and kill him indiscriminately. If you have the number 1 physique in all ages, what should you do? Once discovered by family members, they will definitely be ecstatic, and then strictly urge themselves to practice, to maximize the power of the chaotic body. In this way, how can he lie down? Could it be that his own bad plan will be buried in the hands of the system? Yi Tian now has the urge to tear the system out and demolish it by force. When he was yelling at the system seemed to have predicted Yi Tian's prediction. Ding, the system is thinking about the host's plan. Based on the principle of serving the host wholeheartedly, I would like to remind you that the chaotic body fused for the host will not trigger the phenomena of heaven and earth. And, Its performance is no different from that of a mortal body, which can ensure that the host can lie down happily and enjoy life. Friendly reminder, the chaotic body rewarded to the host does not need to be cultivated, it has already reached great success. In the future, as the host's cultivation level improves, it will display the invincible power of the same level. Tian listened to the notification sound of the system in his mind. For some reason, he could feel an unprecedented sense of urgency. System, if you don't rush to explain, the system will feel that you are going to tear me apart. Humph, it's considered that you dog system is thoughtful. If something like this happens again, it doesn't matter if you set up a problem or not, I'll tear you apart first. Tian warned viciously in his heart. The humble little system nodded repeatedly, but didn't dare to talk back. System, hey, in the system circle, the worst and most humble person must be this system. And Tian also closed his eyes slightly, not fussing with the system. The chaos body received the chaos divine blood and system rewards from his father, as well as so many elixir medicines and precious blood of all kinds of beasts. To what extent his physical body will be improved, I dare not imagine. Awakening the physical body, maybe the mythical eternal body list will be summoned, so I have to make plans early, but in the eyes of others, Tian's body at this moment is as crystal as beautiful jade, his hair is shining, surrounded by divine rings, like the son of a god. This is worthy of being the son of the God Emperor. My Lord God Emperor's chaotic blood has the effect of being unpredictable. I just don't know how much boost this chaos divine blood can have on the young master. Think about it with your knees. The young master stepped into the road of cultivation when he was 1 year old. His current state is at the peak of chi and blood. His physical strength is not the same as in the past. Coupled with the blood of chaos, people of his age can among them, I am afraid that there is no one in a million that can compete with it in physical strength. That's right, with the young master's current physical strength, even those famous murderers may not be able to match him. Combined with the blood of chaos god, although the young master's mortal body cannot transform into a super physique, it is no different from a super physique in all aspects. Many elders guessed and said, but without exception, they are full of expectations for Tian. They have never seen the blood of chaos in their lives. Even the first elder and second elder, who knew the inside story long ago, only knew that the God Emperor possessed it. I haven't really understood chaos divine blood. Damn it. If this chaos divine blood is given to me, I can definitely become the first day of the primordial dragon race. Long Xiaotian suddenly patted the jade table in front of him, and flames swelled out of his pupils, which was extremely terrifying. It's hard to imagine that a child who is only 6 or 7 years old has such a ferocious expression. The elders of the dragon clan beside him also hurriedly comforted him. After all, anger blinds bright eyes. In fact, I don't blame Long Xiaotian. After all, I'm just a child. It's normal that I can't control my emotions, but at this moment, Long Xiaotian was extremely envious and jealous. He hates this chaotic blood. Why isn't it his? Why would the current God Emperor become the father of such a good-for-nothing? What a waste of resources. If you give him the blood of Chaos God, he will definitely be able to give full play to his strength and become the supreme arrogance who overwhelms the heavens. If Tian knew what Long Xiaotian was thinking in his heart, he might feel amused. Who knew I was born with a full-level background? What's even more hateful is that an invincible system was arranged for me. And under the watchful eyes of everyone, Tian's body actually absorbed and swallowed all the elixir and fairy energy, like a big black hole. Everyone only thought it was the effect of Chaos God's blood, and then it nourished the body. At this moment, Tian's body has grown again. He is clearly only 3 years old, but he is like a 7-year-old child. Seeing this scene, many disciples of the Yi family thought to themselves, the chaotic blood of the patriarch actually has the miraculous effect of helping people grow. And Yi Junlin himself was stunned, thinking to himself, could it be that the blood of chaos can help people grow? But what they don't know is that the current Yi Tian has completely merged with the chaotic body, and it is a great chaotic body, and the physical body has undergone a life-level transformation. Its physical strength is not comparable to those super physiques. If it is said that the previous Yi Tian could not compare with the bodies of the most powerful beasts such as real dragons and unicorns, but today's Yi Tian can tear a real dragon with his hands and step on a unicorn with his feet. In the same realm, he is proud of the heavens. Look, what is that above the sky? At this moment, a disciple of the Yi family exclaimed, and everyone's eyes were drawn to the sky, saw an unforgettable scene in this life. Chapter 70 Eternal Body List, Tens of Thousands of Rankings. You are listening at novelfull.audio. What is that? Following the exclamation of the Yi family disciple, it immediately attracted everyone's attention, and many elders and Yi family disciples looked up at the sky. The rest of the elders and leaders of the immortal forces who came to watch the ceremony also raised their heads together. Above the sky, thunder exploded, thunder and lightning roared, and the world seemed to be torn open a big hole. A black abyss appeared, and within the abyss, there emerged a divine light, brighter than the stars, shining the world. The law is scattered, exuding boundless power. It was as if the heavens and the earth were about to press down horizontally, which was extremely terrifying. The more powerful the cultivation base was, the more he could feel the divine power that crushed everything. Those young disciples are better, but the situation is not optimistic. Many elders were dumbfounded, their pupils trembled, as if they had thought of something, and the first elder and the second elder looked at each other, and they could see the disbelief in each other's eyes. This, the son of the god emperor, when his physical body is awakened, he can use his extremely powerful physical talent to summon the list of eternal physical bodies. At this moment, even the dignified elder of the Yi family could not keep calm, not to mention others, especially Ancestral Dragon Nest, Arctic Holy Land, Shaking Light Holy Land, Xuanhuan clan and others. Elder Zelonko stood up and looked at the infinitely flickering light above the sky, and was beyond shocked. If it was the vision of heaven and earth caused by the fusion of the blood of Chaos God, it would be easy to say, but, what is the eternal flesh list? Legend has it that when the heavens and the earth were first opened, the avenues were chaotic, and 3 kinds of avenue lists were automatically constructed. And this eternal body list is naturally one of them. The list of eternal physical bodies records the 10,000 people with the strongest physical strength throughout the ages, automatically compiled into a list. When the power of the great Tao of the eternal immortal realm observes the Tianjiao with physical talent and qualifications for the list, it will automatically appear. Tianjiao can choose to challenge the eternal flesh ranking, and once he is on the list, he will be rewarded with great rewards, and the higher the ranking, the richer the rewards will be. Rumor has it that there was once an arrogance of the Vajra clan who obtained a kind of body-refining magical technique on the eternal physical body list, and went extremely far on the road of physical training, and the ranking is no more than 100. Just when everyone was thinking about it, above the sky, the energy of the great Tao gathered and the laws were entwined. Roar! Wow! Boom! The roars of ancient ferocious beasts came and went one after another, shaking the world. Afterwards, the phantoms of the 4 great beasts including the azure dragon Xuanhuan and the white tiger Suzaku manifested in the world. Suzaku holds the spirit of fire in its mouth, the fire burns the sky, and the white tiger roars like the king of the 8 wildernesses. The phantoms of the 4 great beasts slowly gathered together, and above their heads, there was a list, surrounded by halos and divine substances, exuding the supreme aura of ancient times. It really is the eternal flesh list. Even Yi Junlin, who had always been indifferent, was slightly startled. He couldn't help but think in his heart, is it really so great that this chaotic blood has benefited Tianer? That even he couldn't believe that the chaos divine blood could indeed change the aptitude of a mortal body, even in all aspects. It does not lose some super physiques, but after all, it is only a mortal physique. But thinking of the surprises his children had brought him before, he was relieved. Children and grandchildren have their own blessings. As a father, he should fulfill his due responsibilities and give him the greatest help. As for Tianer's secret, it's not important. Thinking of this, Yi Junlin put his arms around Yulioli who was beside him, ready to see if his child could be on the list, and Yulioli looked at Yi Tian, who was already about the size of a 6 or 7-year-old child. She thought in her heart, Tianer has grown up so much. When will he get along with his fiancée? And it's time for them to spread more branches and leaves. If Yi Tian knew his mother's inner thoughts, he would definitely collapse in despair. He is only a 3-year-old kid, so he doesn't want such a lot of pressure. But at this moment, the sound of the great avenue above the sky rang out. Yi Tian of the Yi family of the eternal age, only 3 years old, has a body that is invincible to gods and demons. Have the qualifications to be listed on the eternal body list. Now, the eternal body list is coming, please start to challenge, that when the words fell, the eternal flesh body list burst into dazzling light, which was incomparably vast, and the stars flowed, on the list, lights flicker, mottled light spots, extremely bright, they are all well-known arrogants on the eternal body list, as long as you defeat them, you will be able to enter the corresponding ranking, the Holy Son of the North Pole, the young Master Xuanhuan, and the Holy Son of Yaoguan also. Turn their attention to the list of eternal bodies, after all. They are all peerless geniuses with super physiques. I think that when they were 3 years old, they also awakened extremely impressive physical strength, it's just that they barely summoned the list of the eternal body, but it's a pity that they didn't get the ranking. Compared with those ancient arrogances, that's far worse, not at the same level at all. Tian was able to summon the list of eternal physical bodies, which far exceeded the expectations of Yuhengxingzi, Yaoguangxingzi, Long Xiaotian and others. After all, Tian is a mortal body, so how can he be qualified to summon the list of eternal physical bodies? Isn't there a God Emperor Father? Without that drop of Chaos God's blood, he is a waste. It would be good if he can barely awaken his body. Xingzi Yuheng said dissatisfiedly, but in the words, anyone can hear the strong envy and jealousy. Although Xingzi Yaoguan didn't say much, he felt extremely uncomfortable in his heart, not to mention the hot-tempered Long Xiaotian, seeing the appearance of the eternal body list. He also attributed it to that drop of chaos blood. It's just, who is Long Xiaotian, born in the dragon family, when the cubs have the strength of 108,000 caddies. Carrying the blood of the dragon king, and having a natural keel in his body, how can his physical body be comparable to the arrogance of thousands of races? When the physical body awakened at the age of 3, it exploded with a physical strength of 15 gene, broke through the limit, and achieved number 15 in the eternal physical body list. Although now Tian summoned the list of the eternal body, but Long Xiaotian also disdained him very much. Even if Tian left his name on the eternal physical body list, or even achieved certain achievements, he would not take it seriously, after all. Even if Tian is blessed by the blood of chaos, it is absolutely impossible for him to reach the top, in the thousands of rankings, let alone the top, or even his top, I don't know what kind of achievements the little master can make, whether he can break into the top, Don't worry, to be able to summon the eternal body list, of course you have the qualifications to be on the list. What's more, there is also the chaos divine blood bestowed by the patriarch. Huang Ruoshi said worriedly. Su Qinglian could see it much more clearly. Can Huang Ruoshi not know that Tian is pregnant with a fairy bone? Just looking forward to what kind of miracle he can create. And Tian looked at the list of eternal physical bodies, and countless ancient arrogants appeared on it. 9,999th place, Yuan Ghost Clan, Ghost Spirit, 3,000 caddies. 9,998th name, Yu Gui Clan, Yu Shaoqing, 3,500 caddies.